Hi guys, I'm Alex.
I'm Paul. Today we're in Halifax at one of our commercial to residential deals. It's an old chapel that we're turning into 11 apartments and a joining 2-bed cottage.
Property Wealth System, we're a collection of experienced investors. We're here to help people invest in property easily and safely.
We've been investing for 5 years. We've done a wide range of conversion projects and refurbishment projects. This is our latest one, the chapel.
Before we show you around, make sure you like, subscribe and hit the bell.
So this is the main access to the building. This is where the main stair core is. As you can see, we've got some staircase behind us which will be going upstairs to the duplex flats. All the metalwork we've got here, which will be forming all the walls internally. A bit of a storage space at the minute, but we'll take you through. So this is one of the studio apartments. We're at first fix stage now. So you can see wiring's in, plumbing works are in. It's at a good stage. You can actually see the structure of the building. As you see on the external walls, we need to improve the insulation values. So this is rigid insulation which goes into the tin work before the plasterboarding. We've got resilient sound bar which helps with the soundproofing of the units, and we've actually got OSB framed walls as a structural element of the building also.
So at kind of this stage of the building, we get a real sort of feel for the space that we're going to achieve within the units. So we're stood in here now. This is going to be a studio apartment. So here, we've got the kitchen area is going to be in this side here, and then the living, and then the bathroom here. So a really good feel of what we can do with it.
So this is one of our en-suites that we've built out of stud work. As it's a studio, they're not massive, but they're functional. We normally put a full width shower tray in, toilet, basin and towel rail. If we were doing a bigger unit, then we'd be putting bigger bathrooms in. But for a studio, it's more than adequate. So as you can see, we've got the electricians behind us carrying on the first fix of the ground floor units. Another couple of days will be finished on this floor. On this room, you can see the next stage. The plasterboard has gone on the walls. Behind this is your insulation, all your wiring and all your pipe work. On the windows as well, and we try and splay the windows to let as much light in as possible. So you can see the lads have got a laser level set up. So they use this, well, all the tradesmen use it for various reasons, but these lads have got it on so they can get the sockets and light switches all level. So when you come to tile in the kitchen, everything will be bang on. So we're in the 1-bed unit on the ground floor. As you can see, the plasterers are in here, just doing their boarding, ready for skimming next week. This is when you really get a good feel of the size and space of the rooms. This one, as I said, is a one-bed flat.
So as you can see, we've still got some of the old beams in that we've had to leave in because they tie in the building together. We could have possibly, taken them out, but we didn't want to run that risk of anything happening. So we've kept them in. We will have to cover up, unfortunately, for fire risk.
So this is one of the 2-bed duplex units. There's no internal walls built as yet, but these will be happening this week. So I can explain to you what's happening. So this is your main corridor in, door to the right to the kitchen, door to the left to the lounge, and then you've got the main staircase going up into the 2 bedrooms. Quite nice features in here with the arched windows. So the main trusses, which we'll be keeping exposed in these units to give it another feature. Unfortunately, the stonework isn't in great condition. Well, it's fine, but it's not pretty, so we won't be keeping that exposed. So this is another 1-bed duplex. As you can see at the minute, there's a bit of rubbish down here from where he brought the ceilings down from the 2nd floor.
We can actually see, none of the plasterboarding's been done yet, so you can see all the insulation that we've had to use. Going up further as well, up into the roof that we'll show you a bit later on as well.
So we're up in the roof space where we've added in a new floor level to take the floor for the duplex units. As you can see in here behind us, they're stripping this side of the roof at the minute. This side was done last week and the new velexes have gone in. So it's a full re-roof, reusing the slate that was existing on the roof. You can't get slates as good as what is coming off, so there's no point in replacing them. We haven't had to do too much. All the timbers have been in pretty good condition. We've had to do a bit of levelling, as mentioned before, where the truss had dropped previously. But other than that, it's a relatively straightforward job.
Obviously wanted to create as much light up here as possible, and so they're doing the re-roof, putting about, 10 velexes, so you can see the amount of light that's coming through.
So originally there was a flat ceiling in this area. We couldn't get the full dimensions of it until we actually got up here and got the floors levelled, but it was just a little bit tight on headroom. So we decided to take out the ceilings, and now we're going to vault all the roof and expose all these lovely timbers.
Obviously we're going to have to cut a little bit out of here just to create that height for the doorway. We can only chop this bit out here just to create that extra head height.
So this is the old caretaker's cottage, which is attached to the chapel, but we'll pop in and have a look.
We're using it as the site office, so somewhere where the guys on site can come in, make a hot drink, wash their hands. So here we've got the plans, so we've got the structural side of things, and then the proposed layouts for the units. So here we are in one of the bedrooms, so this will be the master one, a really good size. We've put in new windows. It's a really good size 2-bedroom that'll be perfect for a family.
So this is the smaller of the 2 bedrooms. Again, a great size. Yeah, once it's all stripped back, replastered, etc., it's going to look fantastic. Considering what we do with the fireplace, which is a nice feature. So we found this on Rightmove probably about 2.5 years ago, didn't we?
Possibly a little bit longer. 22 months in planning.
Colesdale Council seem to be notorious for taking as long as they can.
Well, I don't think it's. I think it's just most planning just take the time. But there was an issue over parking as well, wasn't there? Yeah. So highways got involved. They wanted so many parking spaces, and then they didn't.
They wanted 1.5 parking spaces per unit, which is not achievable on this site. So we went back and two for a long time until highways came back and said, actually, we're not bothered about parking because you're so close to the centre of town. But we offered subject to planning. We made an offer of 245 grand, I think, so long ago now. Subject to getting planning permission to convert it into 12 units, including the cottage. That got accepted, and then 22 long months on, we finally got a decision, didn't we? The chapel was owned by a charity, and I think all the proceeds of the sale was going to go to some cause overseas. So we paid 245,000 for the building. The refurb, including all our planning fees, etc., came in at 450k, all in for 695. There's obviously a cost of money on top of that, which I think we allowed 80 grand for cost of money on the deal as well.
So we've got to have a mix of angel finance and development finance as well.
Had the valuation done for the development finance report, and that came in at 1.2 million. By the time we get the works done and get it all completed, then it's going to be an absolutely fantastic deal. We sort of had an inkling to be around that region before we offered on it, but to get that confirmed by a valuer is absolutely fantastic. We hope that that may even go north of that once we actually finish it and get the revaluation done.
So at the end of that, if we do get that figure, the 1.2, it will be money in, money out. Whereas in our smaller deals, you know, our HMOs, we can be leaving sort of 20, 30k in the deal. Yeah. So obviously I know this product's going to take a lot longer than just a standard multi-let HMO, then yeah, we're pretty happy if we get all our money out. Yeah.
Conservative £6 a month income from it, which is absolutely amazing. When you think about it, it's 72 grand a year. It may even go again north of that figure, but when we initially do our numbers, we're pretty conservative with everything just to make sure we're safe. We've obviously got a great asset in the building. I think we'll have about 400 grand equity in it, money in, money out, and we're getting 72 grand a year income from it. I think with after all our mortgages and fees and everything going out, we'll be cash flowing just over three grand a month.
Yeah. Is that a cha-ching?
Don't ever say that.
I think if you're starting off with zero knowledge, kind of want to be going in, sort of doing, a couple of like the baby buy-to-let. Also depends on the team that you've got around you as well. Start off on your baby buy-to-lets, grow your power team, and then you can sort of slowly move on to your multi-lets. Started off doing multi-lets. So multi-lets are HMOs basically that aren't licensed. So starting off doing some 4 beds and 3 beds. So we invest in Leeds and over in North Wales as well. So we've got no buy-to-lets. So the chapel is our sort of first buy-to-lets. We didn't have any capital to get going at all, did we? So we knew, we had to learn about how to raise finance, and whether it be through angel finance or development finance that we've been doing for the last couple of years.
I've been in construction for 20 years, spent a lot of time back to New Zealand where I worked as a joiner there, came back home, saved some more money up, and back for quite a long time. We met in New Zealand, didn't we?
Yeah.
10 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. 10 years ago we met in New Zealand, came back to live in the UK, where I continued building
I did work with you as well.
You did work with
Taught
me.
me to plaster, tiling.
But I had back problems, so I had a few operations on my back, so I had to get off the tools. So I went to university to get my degree in construction project management, and then worked as a project manager. And then it wasn't long into that we
always knew we wanted to get into property. Obviously, we're from Paul's background. I quite like sort of the design. I've always been quite sort of that way, sort of inclined. So kind of always knew we wanted to get into property, but never really knew how, because we always thought you'd have to have like this big pot of cash just sat in the bank, ready to go. That was until obviously, you know, we spoke about the trading stuff and not needing any of your own money. So Paul, working most of his sort of life as a self-employed, sort of, you know, take us holiday when you want. You obviously went on to work for someone, and having that constriction of, you know, you have only 4 weeks holiday. You found it quite hard, didn't you? You just wanted to be your own boss again.
Yeah, most of my working life I'd work for myself, and to work for someone and not have the flexibility of working for yourself was pretty tough. So yeah, it was a case of, let's get on this property course, let's learn how to do this and throw everything at it. Yeah, this last 4.5 years have been amazing, and we've really sort of pushed on and got that experience in what we're doing now. So angel finance scared the shit out of me originally. I hated the thought of asking for money, but then when you get your head round it, you're not asking for it, you're giving someone an opportunity to make money on their money. And once
it's a win-win, isn't it, at the end of the day?
And once I got my head around that, then it was a lot easier. We spoke to a lot more people, telling people what we did. By that point, we sort of had a bit of experience. You know, we could show people what we'd done, which really helped. When
we first heard the term angel investor, it was like, oh my God, who do we know with money? We don't know anyone with money. You know, we just had this vision of, you know, Mr. So-and-so just sort of been out there with like millions in the bank. It's like, yeah, we don't know anyone with this kind of, you know, level of money, but it is literally, just talk to people, 90% of our, you know, of our angel investment funds have come from friends and family. So it is really, you know, just talking to those people. You know, it might be your auntie and uncle who've just got, you know, 20k just sat in the bank, you know, not doing anything.
We got an angel investor put in 150 grand on this, and he was a farmer that my brother had done some work for, and got talking, and my brother's found us quite a bit of money, to be fair, just from telling people what we do and what we offer. So it's not just the conversations we're having, but conversations that your extended friends and family are having with other people as well.
So this is it, guys. We've come to the end of our video. I hope you really liked what you've seen. We really love this development. I'd love to know your thoughts on it. What are you struggling with at the minute in property? I'd love to know your thoughts. Make sure to comment below. So if you like this video, there's much more to see. Just make sure you like, subscribe and hit the bell. Here's Alex and Paul from Property Wealth Systems signing out. We'll see you guys on the next video.